What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Successful Failure with your host, Jesse Tugis. I'm bringing you another solo episode because why not? You know what I mean? Last week's episode did so terrible that I thought I'd bring it back. You know what I mean? Guys, that's the whole point of The Successful Failure. That's the reason why I named it. I feel like I've gone my whole life feeling like I've been a failure, that I've actually become quite successful at it. You know what I mean? It's one of those double-edged swords in life, I guess, like that, right? If you want to succeed in life, then you must fail. That's my whole philosophy on success. You know what I mean? I don't know. They said it was Ben Franklin, I believe it was. He said that the quote is, he didn't fail 1,000 times. He just found 999 ways not to make the light bulb. You know what I mean? Either that or he stole the idea from someone else is a conspiracy that's been floating around the internet a little bit. I don't know, but thank you is all I'm saying for electricity, whoever Ben Franklin stole it from, or if it really indeed was Ben Franklin that invented the light bulb. I don't know. Well, yeah, dude, I'm here again. As you can see, I've popped up all the studio sponsors behind me. I'm not 100% sure if I'm allowed to do that here, use them to put it on my podcast that gets about, maybe 15 to 17 downloads a week. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought mine as well. You know what I mean? Might as well just keep pumping it out, pumping these companies out, Bashi, Vita Coco, Powerlift, you know what I mean? Melrose Podcast. You know what? Actually, in some way, Melrose Podcasts in some way sponsor me because they do pay me. They don't pay me for doing this on my free time, but they pay me. So in some way, that kind of is a sponsor. So thank you, Melrose Podcast, for your sponsorship for The Successful Failure. It's not official. We haven't signed any contracts or anything like that. I don't think we ever will. All right, moving on. So what I wanted to bring up today, something that happened to me recently. You know what I mean? Basically, the story is recently a guy bought my drink. That's right. A gay guy, bought me a drink. I want to talk about this because I now know what it feels like to be a woman when a guy aggressively buys you a drink. It doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? This is the story, basically. I went to the comedy store to hang out with a couple of friends, and we were having fun. This was before New Year's. Happy New Year's, by the way. But this is before New Year's, and I'm feeling good about myself. So I went to go I'm already a little buzzing, a little bit. I already had a couple beers before this point of the night. But anyway, I went to go buy a beer, and I ordered my beer. And there's a guy standing next to me. He seemed really friendly. I was wearing a cool shirt, so I complimented his shirt. And y'all, that is all about what it took for him to assume that I was into him, guys. That was weird. You know what I mean? I've been in a relationship for 7 years, so I don't know what it's like to buy a woman a drink. I buy my lady drinks all the time. I buy her drinks, food, shoes, sometimes jewelry, depending on how she's been. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding, babe. I love you. I'm sorry I said that. But yeah, what was I saying before? I've never bought a woman. Oh yeah, I've been in a relationship for 7 years, haven't bought a woman a drink. So it's like, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, he buys me a drink, and the bartender looks at me like it's a little weird. Again, I have nothing against gay folk, but it was a little awkward. So anyway, okay, this is terrible here, guys. Like, please bear with me. These episodes where I do them by myself, they will get better. You know what I mean? They will give me 3 to 6 months, and they will get a lot better. I don't know if I said this on the previous episode, but it will. My hand looks weird. I don't know if that setting's right. I indeed was right, guys. I produced this myself, and I wouldn't do that to myself. You know what I mean? So it indeed was in the right setting. But anyway, I grab my drink as he's paying for it, and I tell him it's getting a little awkward now. He's getting a little aggressive, getting a little too close to me. So I say, thank you for the drink. I'm going to go hang out with my friends. So I went back with my friends, and I tell them, you know what I mean? I tell my friends what just happened. I tell them how I feel almost violated, how it feels like after he bought me the drink, he was expecting something out of me, it wasn't another drink. I think what he was expecting out of me, he may have drank he may have wanted to drink something else, from me that I produce, which is, I'm just kidding. I love gay folk. But anyway, I'm talking to my friends, and I'm actually, I'm a little like I said, I was buzzing at this time, and I was actually getting some laughs. It feels good when you're able to get laughs from your comedian friends who've been doing it longer than you. One of them was, she's been on the podcast, Angie Stroud. I actually don't remember her last name. That's embarrassing. But I actually got her laughing. And guys, I'm not going to lie. Being 6-7 months into comedy and then making your friend who's a door guy at the Comedy Store laugh, it feels good. I'm on the right path. This podcast is somewhat helping. It's kind of working. Or either that or was the IPA that the gay gentleman bought me is what made me funny. Which now I'm thinking maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just need gay guys to buy me drinks in order to be funny. I don't know. But anyway, I'm riffing off of it. I'm making them laugh. And guess who comes around the corner, guys? Guess who surprises me coming around the corner? It's the same guy. He comes right around the corner. He sees us laughing, having a good time. He wants to jump in on it. And I don't blame him. You know what I mean? I don't blame him in some way. But the thing that weirded me out was that I was standing there minding my own business, drinking the IPA he bought me. And he comes to me and stands next to me, and he tickles my tricep. He tickles my tricep. Now, I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, the Me Too movement. But that guy is well on his way. I did not like that. I didn't get mad. I didn't get angry. I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I was being violated. I didn't like it whatsoever, guys. You know what it reminded me of? It reminds me of the times where me and my friends, like when we act gay, we like to tickle each other sometimes. And that's what it reminded me of. But for some reason, this time it felt weird. I don't know what it was. He came up to me and he's like, I'm the guy with the shirt. I was like, I know, I remember the shirt. And then he tickled my tricep, dude. Oh, man. This actually makes me want to go into this. I said I would never work bits on here or talk about bits, but this actually kind of segues into this next thing. It's that the one thing that's really frustrating about looking like me is that you're either confused for a Filipino lesbian or a gay Filipino. Now, this has happened to me quite a lot recently, especially last year, 2023. It happened to me a lot. I was leaving a dispensary once and the security guard said, "Have a great day, ma'am." And then this little thing happened to me, Another thing happened to me, but it was at work, and I don't want to talk about work stuff. Someone assumed that I was gay. I don't know what it is about me. The thing is, I'm just being myself. That's what's crazy about it. Imagine living in a world, guys, where you're yourself every day, but people around you in the exterior, they look at you and they confuse you with something else. That's the world we live in today, guys. We live in a world where I live in this world where I'm confused as either a Filipino lesbian woman or a gay Filipino man. And that is truly frustrating. I'm a straight Filipino guy. Before 2020, before all this, the social justice stuff, before 2020, everyone would always get confused with me for being a Filipino. They would either think I'm Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese. What was a weird one that I got one time? I don't know. All Asian kind of things are weird, right? All Asians are weird, so they're all weird. But they never got Filipino right. They all knew I was straight. They all knew I was a straight guy. But post 2020, in this modern day and age, everyone knows I'm Filipino. But no one knows that I am a straight man. The guy who bought me a drink got kicked out of the Comedy Store for being too aggressive and being too drunk. I just want to put that out there. It is good, though, when you get to go out and you get free drinks. I will not. That's pretty fun. That's cool. I can jump on board with that. I'm just going to go around complimenting guys' shirts from here on out to get free drinks. Or not. You know, the violation part, that's the thing that got to me. I can't even lie. That's the thing that got to me. Guys, it hasn't even been 10 minutes yet, and I've already ran out of things to say. I think we just hit the 9-minute mark, I think. I already ran out of things to say. I don't know what to say. Let's see, what else happened to me recently? Oh, okay, here's another thing. Last night I went to a open mic. I went to Badger and Jam. Shout out to Badger and Jam. Went with the homies Thomas Mitchell and Ashoka Thomas. Shout out to Thomas Mitchell and Ashoka Thomas. Really funny guys. Really, really funny guys. But we went to Badger and Jam, and the host, she did like a trivia thing. She basically asked the room, what is the allotted time period for which a woman can keep a tampon inside of her? And she asked all the dudes in the room, because it was basically an all dude room. And first of all, someone said 2 weeks. Pal, 2 weeks? Holy shit, what the fuck? What kind of girls have you been messing with, my guy? 2 weeks? 2 fucking weeks, dude? Oh my God, 2 weeks. That's disgusting. No, but and then it got to my turn. She looked at me, she pointed at me, and I said 8 hours. And after she asked everyone else, at the end of the survey, I was right. Exactly right, 8 hours. And the reason why I know this, guys and gals and theys, I want to include everyone here. The reason why I knew that is because, unlike 99.5% of comics, I've been in a committed relationship for about 7 years. And when you're with someone for 7 years who is of the opposite sex, you learn things from them. You know, like that. I knew that the maximum amount of time a woman can keep a tampon inside her is 8 hours. No more, no less. You can go less. You know what I mean? If they're heavy bleeders, I believe you can go. Here's a question. Actually, I should have asked this last night. Can a woman wear a tampon and a pad at the same time? Or does that just defeat the purpose and environmentally isn't sound? You know what I mean? I don't know. What are the other things that I've learned from my girl? Oh, I've learned that here's one thing I learned. When we first started dating, I would get these frozen pasta bags and I would make them for dinner. Frozen pasta, I know. She hated them. She's actually from like Europe. She's French, so she knows how to make pasta. She knows how to make fucking pasta noodles, dude. She knows how to make them from scratch. That's weird. What are you guys doing out in Europe? You can go to the store and just get pasta noodles. What are you making pasta noodles for? Making spaghetti already takes at least a few hours. What are you? You're adding more hours. That's dumb. But not my girlfriend. She's not dumb. Just the rest of Europe. They're dumb. But anyway, so I have a bag of frozen pasta, and she didn't want any of it. Rightly so. And I told her, I said, well, how am I I can't cook all of it. How am I going to eat all of it? Like, what am I going to do? And she looks at me dead in the eye and she goes, why don't you just cook half the bag? So that's another thing I learned from her. I didn't think of it. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I like to pride myself as I'm a problem solver, but for some reason, when it comes to dividends in food and whether it's frozen or not, I don't know. I don't even know what I just said. But that's another thing. What else have I learned? I've learned, as you saw the last episode, skincare. I've learned how to do my skincare. I don't particularly like to do it because the only Asians that really do it are kind of soft. You know what I mean? Like those K-pop guys, those J-pop guys. Filipinos, I don't think Filipino males do skincare. Not that I don't think we need it, because I think sometimes, like, as you've seen, I've kind of moved up in the podcast world. I'm shooting on better cameras now that shoot 4K and not off my iPhone. And lately, when I see these podcasts, I could use a routine or two a night for my skin. I'm finding that out. I need to shave more. This is it, guys. I can't grow anything in the middle right here. I just get cat whiskers. And then this, I don't know what this is. That's about as much as I can. You probably can't even see it, to be honest with you. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I do enjoy that, though. I do enjoy not having a lot of hair on my body. My girlfriend does as well. I know she's told me. I don't have a lot of hair. I don't have a lot of arm hair. I don't shave. There's no really any arm hair. I don't have really a lot of leg hair. I don't know. Let's see. I don't watch any movies anymore, guys. I don't watch any movies. Hollywood, they've kind of they've drifted. They've drifted a little bit. They've drifted quite a lot, actually. I don't know if I said this in the last podcast, but I don't have any subscriptions to any of the streaming services anymore. I don't pay for any of them. You know what I mean? I have my girlfriend pay for them, and the ones that she doesn't pay for, I use my parents' cable, their Cox Cable, because they're in Las Vegas, their Cox Cable account to get free apps. So I guess it wasn't a decision for me to not pay for them. I just, a couple months ago, I just couldn't afford it. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I don't know, man. This is crazy. You know, today was a little bit of a weird day. You know, I had to wake up early. I had a long night last night. It wasn't that long. I got home at like midnight, but for me, that's a little long. I'm like 34. I'm kicking the bucket. I don't know what that means, but you know, it was a little late. I had to wake up early to take my cats to the vet this morning. Little Emma, she's got like a little bit of an ear infection. And it's been bothering her, so I thought I should take care of that. Turns out both my cats have ear infections. Great cat dad. Yeah, thank you. But it's been a long day. You know what I mean? And then there was a little scheduling mishap that happened a little earlier that I was forced to come to work a little early, but that's okay. That me coming to work early allowed me to do this episode, so I guess that's a good thing. But I'm even though that doesn't sound like a lot, guys, that's too much for me. That's too much for me. I'm not like every other Asian, clearly. You know, I'm not smart, not particularly smart. Like I said, I can solve some problems, but I'm not really, like my IQ is probably, I don't know, to be honest with you. I've never taken an IQ test. Seemed like every test I took growing up, I failed. This is bad, dude. It's only been 15 minutes or something like that. I'm going to push it to 5 more minutes. What should I talk about? Let's see. I have a list here, guys. I have a list. My girlfriend texted me again. She said Oliver cooked. Oliver is her brother, and I don't see anything that he cooked. Oh, I think this is just a prep. It's not as interesting as the last one, guys. I'll get back to her later. She can wait on me. I wear the pants in the relationship. Oh. I don't wear the pants in the relationship, guys. My girlfriend, she wears the pants. Yeah, that's one thing about, dating someone white, someone, especially a European white. You know, being Asian, you're taught that you need to keep a clean house. I remember a lot of my friends, they would be able to sleep in during the weekends. Not in my house, not in my fucking house, dude. We'd wake up at like 6 a.m. on a Saturday to just clean. You know what I mean? To help my dad do yard work and clean. I don't like manual labor. I'm not a big manual labor guy. I was always told my hands were soft, and I appreciated that about myself. So I stayed away from manual labor. And now I just make my 65-year-old dad do it. You know what I mean? Retirement. Life's just getting started for you, Dad. Sorry. I'm just kidding, guys. My dad's been retired for like 30 years. It's like a running joke in my family. He's been retired for 30 years, thanks to my mom. It's actually quite wonderful for my dad. You know what I mean? Good for him. That's a smart dad. You know what I mean? That's a smart guy. To be able to retire when you're like mid-30s because your wife is fucking a hustler, that's fucking awesome, dude. That's my dad. That's what I want to become. Fuck the hustling. I want to be like my dad. Babe, you better start working your ass off, dude. You better fucking put it in the fucking third gear, sweetheart, because I'm old. I'm old. I'm starting comedy at 34 and starting a podcast at 34, and I still think that I can make it. That's what's crazy about it, guys. You better hustle, babe. You fucking got yourself in a fucking, man. What a fucking loser, man. Not you, babe, me. What a loser. Oh. All right. Well, no, you know what? I got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. What do I want to talk about for 2 more minutes? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was at breakfast with my girlfriend the other day, and she was talking about she wanted to get into some therapy. I don't know what kind of therapy. I guess that never came up. Therapy sounds really, truly broad for me. I've done therapy maybe 2 or 3 times. I was in like a little rough patch back in like my early 20s, so I did therapy, and it, in my opinion, it doesn't help. And I told this to my girlfriend. She said she wanted to go to therapy, and she suggested that I go through therapy for my anger issues. I know it doesn't seem like I have anger issues, but I'm, just a typical Asian man who's getting older and starting to realize that life isn't as fun as I thought it was when I was younger. Typical Asian, stereotypical Asian man. Don't worry, I'm fine. But yeah, she wanted me to go to therapy for my anger issues, and I told her, I was just like, look, dude, I think all therapy is just you talking your problems out loud and someone else hearing it, and then that therapist telling you something that you already know how to fix. That's what I said. Because honestly, that's what comedy has been for me. It's been a thing for me where I can just talk and then find out that I'm not actually a weirdo. And if I am a weirdo, good. But I'm just normal, you know what I mean? I'm like everyone else, and that's what comedy brought for me. And then she goes, "Oh, really? Then why don't you talk about it? Why do you get so angry?" And I was sitting there waiting for my breakfast, which I was already angry about because it was taking them for fucking ever. The service industry in LA is fucking awful. Coming from Vegas and doing the service industry in LA, this LA shit is terrible, guys. Go to Vegas. If you want some good service and better food, go to Vegas. But anyway, I started talking. I was like, well, I get angry in the morning because I wake up and I got to do the dishes. I got to sweep. I got to do all these things while my girlfriend gets to stay warm in the bed and sleep up until 9 o'clock. Because I'm old. I get up at like 6. So I have 3 hours to myself, which isn't bad because, I have coffee and I read in the morning and do a little stretching. But I don't know where I was going with that, guys. I don't know if I need therapy. I don't know if I do. I won't lie, I do have anger issues. I do, even though a lot of people can't see it. It's just one of those Asian things. There's a saying in the Japanese culture. It's that people wear like 5 different masks. You know what I mean? They wear a mask in front of their family. They wear a mask in front of their friends, towards the public, and then the mask when they're with themselves. And I do believe that. I do believe that's an Asian thing. And yeah, I do get angry. I don't get like abusive. You know what I mean? I don't get abusive. I may fucking elbow her a little bit real quick, but as long as it's quick so no one sees it. Thank God I fucking finally went over 20 minutes, guys. Thank you.